Hey everyone, what's going on? So, a couple months ago I did make a Gouki video before, but a lot has changed since then, and now there's so much more room for Gouki to play, so I figured I'd make an updated profile for everyone, so I can show you some cool new combos with the deck. So, before we get right into it, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and down in the description below you can find all the links you would need to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Discord, and everywhere else. So let's get right into some replays real quick. So to start off, we're going to go with like some standard stuff that you saw in the first deck profile. Basically this, where we're going to make the Gofu play. But instead of going into Decode Talker, we're actually going to go into Scoldite the Chain Draco Serpent. So let's read this card first. So when it's summoned, it gets effects depending on how many different names was used. Here I used 4 different names, so I'm going to get the whole effect. So the first effect is if it's 2 or more, normal summon monsters or special summon monsters that Scoldite will point to will gain 300 attack and defense. Now the +3 effect is once per turn you can special summon 1 monster from your hand. And you think it would stop there on like just how insane this card gets. But now we're going to go on to the 4 effect. When it's link summoned, you draw 4 cards, and then place 3 from your hand to the bottom in any order, which doesn't really matter because you just drew 4 cards. So essentially it can unbrick your hand and then extend your plays into something else, which is so cool. This card is really great. So I'm actually going to pass on there because there's not really much else to do. And my opponent's going to do basically the same thing that I did with Predaplants, except they're actually playing pure Predaplants, and they're going to use Crystron Needle Fiber so they can get into Borreload and attack my Scoldite, Steel Scoldite, and attack Spider. So what you guys probably don't know here is just because I have this card in my hand, I can make a Link 4. Not a lot of people have known that, and every time that I brought that up to people, they're like, Gouki can't make Link 4 out of 1 card. Well, it's technically 2 cards, but it's just Suprex and any Gouki monster, so it's technically a 1-card combo right here for any Link 4 that's in the game right now. So here's where the combo's going to start. First, Suprex is going to get Twist Cobra. Twist Cobra is going to get Mysis Radiant, which doesn't really matter, it's just a Link 2 that's really easy to make. Now, what's going to happen in the graveyard is when a Gouki goes to the grave, you can search a Gouki card from your deck to your hand. So we're going to search 1, the rematch, and then 2, any other Gouki. You should actually usually search another Suprex for next turn. That was actually a misplay on my part, but just keep that in mind. So rematch is what's going to make this possible. So rematch is basically an archetype-specific monster reborn, but instead of just for 1 monster, it's going to grab me 2. So I'm going to grab back the 2 monsters I just used, and then I get to make a Link 4. So like I said, Suprex is a 1-card Link 4. It's crazy. And after that, I'm just going to steal his Borreload, steal back my Scoldite, and do 23 to him. In the end phase, my Scoldite goes to the grave because I've stolen off his Borreload. In his end phase, my Borreload. And now we're going to basically do the exact same combo we just did here, where we make a Link 2, and we're going to activate 2 effects in the grave to grab back Rematch and Suprex. And from that, we're going to activate Suprex and get 2 more monsters, Top Logic. And I also have a live Rematch in my hand. Like, if that's not absolutely insane, like, that's so cool. I love this deck. It's really cool. Alright, I have a couple more replays for you guys, and then we'll get to the deck profile. So, on top of this deck just turboing out any 4, it can also not really need its normal summon that much, so that's why I'm putting in a Grinder Golem in here, so it's like really cool. Grinder Golem is going to be a different combo than when I showed that you guys in the Pendulum video. And here, we're going to get a Scoldite and a Link Karibo. So we're just going to do the Grinder Golem play, and then we're going to get Scoldite. We're going to draw 4 cards, and we're going to pass on that, so that's pretty crazy. Like that's just such a cool card. Grinder Golem just equals 2 free monsters, a Link 4 and a Link 1. So you don't have to really worry about the Grinder Golem on their field because they attack. You just activate Link Karibo's effect, which is really insane. So there's nothing they can really do with that grinder golem that you give them. And after that, it's just like, you get all these monsters for free. Like, that's just crazy. And now Subprex is gonna grab me another monster, and that's kind of it. The game's gonna keep going, but it's at a point where my opponent can't really do a whole lot. Like, they can still play the game, but, like, it's hard to get around Boral Load since he can't be targeted by monster effects, and he can also reduce a monster's attack by 500, so even if they do try to, like, crash into him or something, it's still very difficult. And after that, I'm pretty sure here my opponent's gonna actually misplay pretty badly and end up costing themselves the game. But it didn't really matter at that point because I already had game on field and there was just nothing that they could really do. So that was just unfortunate for them, but there was nothing else that they could do. And now I have one more replay and then we're going to get right into the deck profile. Alright, so this is the final replay right here, and we're going to do the Grinder Golem combo again, plus with Gofu. So we're just going to make all of these tokens. We're going to make Golem, we're going to make the Akashic Magician, we're going to bounce Golem, we're going to make more tokens, we're going to make Security Dragon, we're going to bounce Golem. And then from there, Skoldeet's going to draw us 4 cards, we're going to make a Link Haribo, and we're going to pass on that. And that's just, like, it's so cool. Because there, I didn't even need to use the Golem again. So now Golem's in my hand, and I just drew 4 cards. That's just so insane. And every time that he gives me a token, it's going to get 300 because of Skoldeet, of course. And like I said before, even though they tried to attack, I had Link Haribo. So this card just kind of like sets you up to just protect yourself. Now all of his tokens off his field spell, they're going to go into giving me Link Haribo back every turn. So if he tries to give me this, it's not going to work because I'm just going to get rid of it. So I'm going to destroy that right now so I can get my Raigeki, but he has Miscellaneous in hand. Now we're just going to start doing more combos. So right here, at first I didn't really think I was going to be able to out this guy, but then I found a really cool play just because Subprex is like a 1-card Link 4. So first I'm going to get Firewall Dragon, and after that I'm going to activate Rematch, and that's going to activate a Headbat from my hand from earlier, and now I have Thunder Ogre, or Great Ogre. So what's cool here is all his monsters lose attack equal to their defense. So true Draco Dino Kings, or whatever this deck is, it's going to really lose here because the whole deck is kind of just like an OTK deck. Like, if he doesn't have a monster with high attack on the board, there's not really anything he can do with his deck. He can kind of just like sit there and lose. And that's kind of it for him. Like, he realizes that after like this turn and he kind of just quits because there's no way for him to get over my monsters now. Now that his monster's not that strong, like that's kind of it. It's just gonna like blow over all of these on my next turn and he's out of resources after that basically. So let's get right into the deck profile. So before I begin, you're probably going to notice a lot of familiar cards, but also some cards are different in here. So to start off, I'm only playing 1 Garnet this time instead of 2. I'm playing 3 Grinder Golem. As I showed you guys in the Pendulum Magician video, this card is just so insane. You get such a cool combos off of this. And since I'm playing OCG cards right now in this deck, I'm also playing the Skoldeet, which means I'm going to draw 4 and make a Link Haribo. I'm still playing the 1 Block Dragon because it also extends your plays and can get you a Link 3, Link 4 monster that you need. I'm only playing 1 Rise Scorpio here. Rise Scorpio isn't as good as basically anything else. You could even take it out and play in, like, you probably play something else in besides Rise Scorpio, but it's basically an extra name. 1 Gofu. Since I'm going off the TCG list, then I am only playing 1 Gofu because that's all that's allowed. I guess they just haven't updated the list on here yet. 3 Gigantes again. What's really cool here is I call it the Block Rock engine. It's kind of like an engine that only I've discovered. No one else kind of like even talked about it, but it's really cool. So what Block Dragon does, whenever it's sent from the field to the grave, you can add up to 3 rock monsters with different names. So what you do is you just add Gigantes. and then Gigantes can banish stuff from the grave and summon themselves. So it's a really cool engine, and it works very effectively. Next is 3 Subrex. As I said before earlier, this is a 1-card Link 4, so that's explainable by itself. It's really good. 2 Trick Clown and a Thousand Blade. This is our Clown Blade engine right here. Nothing else really to talk about from there. 3 Twist Cobra. It's another card that's like, it's kind of just a name, but it also has a pretty decent effect if you want to go and push for game there. For the Predaplant Brilliant engine, it's going to be 3 Scorpio and 1 Darling Cobra. So that's kind of it there. It's just you summon your Scorpio, discard a card, summon Cobra, search Brilliant Fusion. 3 Ghost Ash, or Ash Blossom. This is another card that doesn't really need to explain. If I don't open with it, Scoldy usually will draw me it on the +4 that I get. So that's a really cool card, and it's pretty much the best hand trap in the game right now. 3 Headbat. This is a card that can special summon itself just by discarding a Gouki from your hand. So that's for a really cool effect and get you an extra monster. As you guys saw earlier in the 3rd replay where it got me my Great Ogre. 1 Raigeki, or Rhoda. So almost always you'll search Subrex. If you already have Subrex, you can afford to search your Twist Cobra or your Headbat and then go into your Link 4 combo. 3 Rematch. This is, like, as I mentioned before, this is where the Link 4 play becomes possible. Because it's an archetype-specific monster reborn, it's just so good. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. This is mainly because there's too many spell and traps right now that, like, they have a secondary effect in the grave, so you just want to banish it instead of destroying it. 3 Brilliant Fusion. It's the Brilliant Fusion of the Brilliant Engine. And 1 Evenly Matched for going second. So you can always open it, top deck it, anything can happen. In the extra deck, there's going to be 1 Seraphonite, 1 Invoker, and for our Link 4s, we're going to be playing Topological Dragon, Verillo Dragon, Scoldy, Firewall Dragon. So that's all of our Link 4s, and they're all like really powerful effects that help you out so much. And then for Link 3s, we're just playing the 2 Gokis, Great Ogre and Thunder Ogre. Thunder Ogre gets you an extra normal summon, which is neat. And I already discussed Great Ogre. Opponents, monsters, or all monsters lose attack equal to their original defense, which is cool. 1 Akashic Magician for the Grinder Golem play. Mysis Radiant, that's, as I mentioned before, it's the card that is our part of the combo for your Link 4 play. A Security Dragon, another card that's for the Grinder Golem combo. 3 Link Spider and 1 Link Rebo. You can use this for anything. You can use it for your Gofu or your Grinder Golem. Preferably, if you open Grinder Golem, you want to do that. But if you open like both of them, you know, you always have the choice to like do what I did, where I just like summoned both of them and then ended with Scoldy, Link Rebo, and bouncing Grinder back to hand without having to leave it there. So that's always a really cool thing to do. So that's my profile. Let me know what you guys think. Write down in the comments any suggestions and stuff like that. And what do you think that Gouki is going to do in the future? What card do you guys think can help push this deck a little bit further to be more competitive? So, as I said before, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and down in the description below you can find me on Twitter, you can find the official Garo Gaming Discord channel, and the Facebook page. So check all that stuff out, and I'll see you guys next time.